Hello there and welcome back once again to some more Grand Theft Auto 3. Today we're continuing on the Let's Play. This is episode 5. In today's episode we are going to be answering the telephone missions for El Burro. So you may have seen, previously we dealt with Marty's missions, which were via payphone. These ones are a lot simpler because there's actually a literal sign on the map as a very loud car goes past. So let's go see what the phone call requires of us.
On the streets. There is a street race starting by the old school hall near the Callahan Bridge. Get yourself some wheels and first through all the checkpoints wins the prize.
Okay, so we get to do ourselves a street race, get a fast car and get to the starting grid. While the Kuruma is a lovely car, then it has actually got pretty decent stats, above average top speed, pretty average in every other regard. We need something a little bit quicker, which is why... Watch it not be here. I don't think it is. So, fun fact, and I will show this off later on as well, because I actually will recommend this for the unique stunt jumps. Over here in Harwood, at the Capital Autos showroom, there is actually a fast car inside. You can see it there. It's the Dodge Viper looking thing, the Banshee, which I do recommend because it's basically the quickest car you can get your hands on here in Portland. It's very, very fast, one of the best cars in the game in terms of overall straight line speed and just performance in general. It is very excellent. So it's always worth nicking, maybe having one in your garage as well, but it is always acquirable via there. It's in a pretty good location as well, considering it's literally just next to your safe house. So if you're ever in need of a quick car, whether it be for stunt jumps or this race, you can go ahead and use that. So anyways, we get to race against these army of cheaters, which I guess they are literal cheaters, considering the cheater's not a car that you can actually get here in Portland, although thankfully they are absolutely useless at driving, so that's one bonus. The mission is actually not all that difficult. One thing I will say, in case you are curious in terms of the actual can you just kill everyone on the starting grid, I don't believe you actually get a penalty if the people in the race die, but as soon as you start shooting at their cars, they will begin. It's also worth pointing out that they are actually, I believe, everything proof on the starting line, so you can't just use a rocket launcher, kill the cars at a distance, and then run off and win, essentially. That's not possible, so worth bearing that in mind. But anyways, yeah, it's just a street race through Portland. There is actually a couple of these street racing minigames, I guess that's the way to say it. Street racing things in the game, although it would not be until Vice City this was a fully fleshed out feature. So there is only 2 street races in the game, I believe, and one of them isn't really a street race, it's more of a see how many checkpoints you can collect. But in case you are curious, once you beat all of the El Burro missions, you can go ahead, answer the phone again and retry this if you want to get a better time on it. Per se, there is also a achievement associated with this race. I believe if you complete it in under 180 seconds, you get a trophy. I shouldn't say achievement, I should say trophy, considering this is a PlayStation, but I've just been brought up on achievements, so that's what I remember. Anyways, I don't know where the competitors and the cheaters have gone. As I mentioned, they are absolutely awful at driving. To be fair, the Banshee is probably overkill for this race. I've done this before in Mafia Sentinels. I probably could have done it in the Kuruma, in all honesty, because yeah, the other AI drivers just run into each other. The AI is not particularly capable at driving cars at high speed, so it's something worth bearing in mind. But I say the Banshee is the best way to do this, just to secure that victory. So there we go. We have won. that is that mission over and dealt with. And in case you're wondering, the AI are still running around. I don't know if their cars are stealable. It's not really worth it. The Cheetah's a good car, don't get me wrong, but it's not that much better than the Banshee. And in terms of getting a quick car, the Banshee's just way more easily accessible. So, while if you can get a tank in position, there is a way to steal the everything-proof Cheetahs. That is worth doing. In terms of just stealing regular Cheetahs, possibly not. So, I scream, you scream.
I started my exotic entertainment business with nothing but the sizable contents of my leather pants. A gang of no-goods has threatened to remove my starring member if I don't pay them a cut. They threatened the wrong man, amigo. They have a weakness for the ice cream. Pick up the bomb I've hidden in hardwood, hijack the regular ice cream van on its rounds, and lure these fools to their doom with the jingly jingly. They hide in a warehouse on Atlantic Key.
Alrighty. A bunch of guys were threatening to remove his penis. So, we must stop him having his consensual, I'm assuming, penis removed. That's an Enzo Amore joke, by the way. So anyways, let's go ahead and pick up the briefcase here at the Borgine Taxi Co. Fun fact, in case you was wondering, as the alarm goes off on it, this is the Borgine Taxi. You unlock this for doing the 100 taxi fares. As I previously stated, this LP is out of order, so you'll see this vehicle eventually. Anyways, or you'll see how we got it eventually. So we have to go ahead and steal ourselves an ice cream truck, which is somewhere in the Saints Mark area. One thing worth pointing out is the Mr. Whoopi is actually one of the rarest cars in the game. It barely ever spawns in traffic. If it spawns in Chinatown occasionally. It's more it more spawns in Staunton Island. So it might be a good time to go ahead and install this in your garage. I believe it fits into the Portland garage. It's also needed as part of an import-export list, which I will show later on. I keep saying I'll show it later on, but I do genuinely mean I will indeed show this stuff off later. It's just in terms of trying to get through everything in order. But yes, there is an import-export list. It does require the Mr. Whoopi. This is a good mission to attempt to. Of course, you will fail the mission if the Mr. Whoopi gets destroyed. As usual, stick it in your garage, lob a grenade in there, blow it up, and then it will all be fine and dandy. Anyways. Let's go ahead and run away. So, fun fact for you is you can actually finish this mission and keep the Mr. Whoopi if you kill all of these guys walking to the van. So, if you want to acquire this vehicle, that is one way to do it. So you wait for all four of them to get close, and boom goes the dynamite. So yeah, if you want to keep the vehicle, just kill them off, and kill them off with gunfire, and you'll be good. You get to keep it Mr. Whoopi, and do whatever you please with it. But of course, I will acquire one later when I do the export lists. I'll even show you places that are fairly guaranteed to get it. So yeah, stay tuned for those videos. Stay tuned for all of the LP just in general, because it is. I think it's going pretty well. I haven't actually I've recorded the episodes you haven't seen yet, where I actually go ahead and wow, rude. Where I actually go ahead and do the side missions, but I haven't recorded the voiceover for that yet. So I'm actually doing the voiceovers in order, but the LP's going up out of order. Make sense? No, didn't think so, but yeah, I'm basically doing all of the Portland missions in probably one night, and then I'll go ahead and edit that all down. So, Trial by Fire.
Some insolent triad stole my beautiful car last night, wrecked it and left it burning. Some of my most precious donkey memorabilia was in the trunk. Real collectibles that are irreplaceable, my friend. I've hidden a throbbing weapon on the edge of Chinatown. Take it and teach these triad vandals to fear El Burro's well-endowed wrath. Arriba!
He doesn't seem particularly happy. Then again, if my car was burnt out, I'd probably be the same way. So, essentially, this mission, I guess, serves as an introduction to the rampage side of the game, but you can do the rampages before this mission. In case you don't know, the rampages is where you get a selected weapon and you're basically required to do a certain amount of something in a required amount of time. This mission will also show you why I've decided to do El Burro's missions before Tony Cipriani's missions. So we've got to head over here into Chinatown, Triad territory, and we are going to go and pick ourselves up the flamethrower. Smash through some boxes like we're in Starsky and Hutch, and there we go. So this is a take two because I got very unlucky in terms of spawning, but essentially this is a rampage mission, kill 25 triads in 2.5 minutes with the flamethrower. So there's a reason I'm doing El Burro's missions before I tackle Tony's missions, and this mission is pretty much the reason why. Now, you might have gathered already by the fact that he's had some issues with them. Tony does not like the triads particularly, and because he doesn't like the triads, as you go through his missions, the triads begin to not particularly appreciate you constantly killing them. Just like I didn't appreciate him ramming through there. I will say coming this way is the better option because there is actually more pet spawning spots. I went deeper into Chinatown. The actual way to do this is to go further away from time. Can I shoot through the fence? Yes, I can. Excellent. So yeah, it's actually not too difficult. Once you've figured out coming over here is more spawn points for them. They're actually spawning in nicer. I literally got to 1 second on the thing and then failed the mission. I might put in a highlight reel at some point because it was very stupid indeed. But yeah. Come further into Chinatown instead of, or come further away from Chinatown, I guess, instead of going for the centre. And this mission is easy, but yeah, the triads attack you on sight during Sony's through doing Tony's missions. So it is worth pointing out that it makes it a lot easier to do this mission early on, so they don't shoot at you. Just in terms of, you know, you've only got a flamethrower, which is a pretty short distance weapon, and their bullets can fly harder. One thing to note though is even if you don't do Tony's missions, at the end of that particular missions, the triads do turn on you and they do shoot you on sight. So make sure you do anything that needed to be done in Chinatown, from hidden packages and rampages. Packages not so much, but rampages especially. Make sure you get those done. Preferably at the start of the game. Anyways, El Burro once again for Big and Veiny.
A thieving opportunist has stolen a van of my latest publication hot off the press, but that spanked up idiot has left the rear doors open, and now my beautifully produced, tastefully photographed adult literature is being dropped all over Liberty. Take the van and follow that trail of Donkey Does Dallas volumes 1, 2, and 3, collecting it as you go. When you follow the trail to that thieving spankhead, waste him. Then deliver my donkey derby to Triple X Max in the red light district.
Oh fucking dear. Yeah, as you can see, his Rockstar's usual sense of humour was still very much alive here in GTA 3. So we've got to grab this van and find ourselves a Donkey Does Dallas. Right, let's do it. I don't even want to know. So essentially, this is a checkpoint style mission. Also, unique police call out. So essentially, you drive around and collect this pornographic material by driving through it. You get 1 second for every porno mag you drive through. It's relatively simple, following the trail of this. You can skip these, I believe, should you need to, and I don't particularly recommend that purely because that timer isn't great. The Rumpo, which you get for this mission as well, the van, is not particularly on the fast side of things, so there you go. Anyways, despite the police call out, we've had no police attention yet. I believe there's police attention involved in this mission. Not 100% sure. Gotta try and get this other Rumpo out of my way. One advantage of the Rumpo, at least, is it is relatively strong against impacts. So, should you get impacted, you shouldn't be too bad. Triads, once again, not particularly happy. People start screaming, and bullets are flying, but it doesn't make this mission that much harder. You do have to drive through the centre of Chinatown, but thankfully the Triads do only have pistols. They are a nuisance on foot, but in terms of dealing with it while driving around, it's not too big a deal. Trust me, some of the gangs later on, yeah, they become a real issue. But in terms of this one, not too bad. We're actually doing alright on the timer as well. I can't quite remember how long you have to do this for, but we're doing it for a while, let's put it that way. But the timer, you know, it's not a particularly strict mission. Actually, I think he's down here somewhere, from what I remember. And the mission actually does a pretty good job of telling you where to go, which is nice. In terms of the way the magazines curve around. We need to be down here. Gonna get a slight wanted level for killing all those people. And there he is. So that's been dealt with. We're also over $1 million now, so whoop whoop. Right. So that's that dealt with. We've now just got to drive ourselves back to the red light district. Got some slight police attention again from running over those bystanders at the docks, but they really need to move out the way. And to be fair, I have no idea why they stuck pedestrians down there, considering you do actually drive through that area a decent amount for various bits and bobs. Apparently there's just a cop car left there, not sure what that's all about, but anyways, triple X mags. Gonna get ourselves some of that. Let's park the van, and there we go. And there's a bunch of perverts who really want that. Jesus Christ, I love the sunglasses and everything, and there's a lot of them as well. Although I like how those models are different to those models. Also, they're now ring away, so did he survive that? Nice. Anyways, one thing I will show you. Usually I just end the mission, the episode off here, because of course that is El Burro done with. As mentioned previously, you can go back to the payphone and engage in the Turismo race once again if you want to improve your time. I believe you get more money every time you improve your time. But if we come to our safe house here in the red light district, you will now notice there is stacks of Donkey Does Dallas. So if you didn't want it before, you've got it now. So there you go. I always found that quite a cool little feature. They are actually solid. They can be a bit of a nuisance actually when it comes to cars down here, but there you go. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching this episode of Grand Theft Auto 3. Next time we're going to be taking a look at Tony's missions, the Don's Capo. Join us for that. Until then, farewell.
Show me a trick. Show me your feel it. It lets you get higher. Feel it. It takes you away. Feel it and taste my desire.